Hi, I'm Rafe Borja, and I'm currently a freshman at Mira Mesa High School. But that doesn't matter. What we're here to talk about today is the Fast and the Furious movies, which is something I hold dear to my heart, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys cherish as well. But if you haven't seen these movies, this is not a recap. What makes these movies so compelling, so memorable? Is it the cheesy lines?
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100 shot of Nas didn't blow the welds on the intake.
No. Is it the technical errors where somebody can shoot at a nitrous oxide tank and it'll explode the car?
Nas!
Or how a quarter mile could last 3 minutes? Sorry, I tend to ramble on when I talk about the Fast and the Furious. No, it's not either of those. It's the races. No, not those races, sorry. These races. Action movies are meant to represent real life and give people the thrill and the belief that this happens to anybody. But I feel like the Fast franchise accurately depicts how diverse our identities are. This is shown by all the characters in the story and what race they are, each new character being incomparable to the other. Latin American representation. The hegemony that the Latin American people have had in Hollywood has increased, and that has affected the movies and shows we watch today. Seeing more of their identity being represented is due to the fact that the Fast franchise is bringing them to the big screen. In real life, the Latino and Latina actors are occupying the spotlight. In Fast and Furious, the fourth movie in the franchise, is a good example. In Mary Beltran's article, Fast and Bilingual, Fast and Furious, and the Latinization of Racelessness, she talks about how the Fast and Furious focuses on the defining aspect of the movie, which is the Latino civilization. This installment of the franchise notably is the first that makes Latinos and Latino culture central defining elements to the raceless aesthetic. Her article shows that the Fast franchise represents real life because, in the fourth movie, it focuses on a group of people who in recent years haven't got the representation that they deserve. What the writers could have done was just leave them in the background and say, oh, yeah, they're Latino. That's about it. But what they decided to do was explore their culture, explore the background, and how they're different from, let's say, Brian or Roman. Location and demographic. In the first movie, The Fast and the Furious, the casting reflects the diversity of Los Angeles. In California, there's no doubt that there are millions of people who are all different and unique to one another. And the Public Policy Institute of California shows a graph of the demographic of California. Above the graph, it talks about California's population is 39% Latino, 36% white, 15% Asian or Pacific Islander, that's me, 6% African American, or 1% Native, 3% is multiracial or other. When you look at the graph and you compare it to the main crew we follow in The Fast and the Furious, we can see the similarities, both being predominantly made up of Latin American and white people. However, something they needed to improve on was the representation of Asian and Pacific Islanders, which is something they improved on over time. For example, they adapted and branched out to different groups by introducing Hobbs into the sixth movie and exploring his culture with Hobbs and Shaw. It's nice to see that they've listened to their audience, because not every day you see either a Latin person or a white person. You see a whole group of people. Final thoughts. When people see something related to the Fast and the Furious, they assume it's going to talk about the crazy stunts. The cars.
The one and the woman who's smiling all the time?
The Mona Lisa.
Right. Mona Lisa. Well, look, man, this car right here is like the Mona Lisa of the drift world.
Or how the movies over time fell into the category of sci-fi where people can kick down a frickin' parking garage.
Thing about street fights, the street always wins.
where somebody can drive a Charger with more than 5,000 horsepower.
You gotta have about 2,000 horsepower in that thing. Try 3,000.
Try 5.
I'm rambling again, huh? The beauty of life is the diversity, where we can go outside and find millions of people who are completely different from ourselves. Our identity is being unique, and in the Fast franchise, this beauty is accurately represented.